Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I am your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as usual, is the birthday boy yesterday, Joel Meyer. How are we doing today, Joel?
Well, when you get older, you're more hungover. But when you're an experienced drinker like myself, you don't get hungover anymore. So I'm doing great. A little less great after the Knights no-show last night against the Minnesota Wild. Terrible first period, and that just dictated the rest of the game. Tried to come back in the third period, but nothing doing there. But the Lakers won, which is good. Beat the fucking Minnesota Timberwolves. At least both Minnesota teams didn't win. But we gotta go back to the weekend. Because it's 2 weeks in a row where I say on Thursday or Friday show that a golfer won't win, and then I end up betting a lot on him, and that happened again this week with Justin Thomas. I said he would collapse and Scheffler would win, and no, on Saturday I was thinking, he's still hanging in there, and he's the best golfer on the front of the leaderboard, and he kept rolling his putts. He's fixed his putting, and normally where he would collapse, he didn't. So he kept going, so I figured he's not going to lose to the likes of Andrew Novak or Siwoo Kim, so I was betting Justin Thomas. I bet Brian Harman, like 18, 22 to 1. I bet more Scheffler. Scheffler would have been the best result by far, but he ejected on the 15th hole. He was going forward. He knew that he needed to catch up, so he flew it right into the water there, just trying to get an eagle on that par 5. And then Brian Harman did the same thing a few minutes later. So I was down to just Justin Thomas against Andrew Novak, who was just getting lucky for like 8-9 holes. Like every freaking hole, he would get some kind of lucky shit going on, like whether it's just a long ass putt or driving away right and hitting the tree, bouncing back into the fairways. I'm like, this guy's not fucking winning. He's never won before. I know he's had a good season, but I'm like, this guy's not fucking winning. So I just kept betting Justin Thomas. And thankfully, Novak had a chance to win. 7 foot, 8 foot putt to win it, and he wasn't even close, and I was very confident then. And so was the market, to be fair. Like, it was minus 150, minus 170 for JT to win in the playoff, and it was getting dicey because Novak had a decent look to birdie, and Justin Thomas was far away as well. But you know what? JT was like close to a 30-foot putt, just rolled that fucker in. I was watching on my phone on the way to see family for Easter, and I was absolutely ecstatic. So yeah, apparently if I mush a golfer on Thursday or Friday show, I'm probably going to end up betting him in the weekend. That's at least the formula that's worked the last couple of weeks anyway. So yes, very happy for Justin Thomas. Broke the drought of 3 years, 50, 60 tournaments without a win. So he's back. He could putt the ball again, and looking forward to seeing him going forward. I don't really like the guy, but a little less hateful now that he won me some money.
Yeah, I mean, whenever someone wins you some money, you're going to hate them a little less. But yeah, I mean, we had the Masters the weekend before in this past golf tournament. Looked pretty good. So yeah, good few weeks of golf there. I'm doing pretty good. Yesterday, I'm drinking PBR, of course, here for Joel. Also, my beer of choice currently. And yesterday, without realizing it, I got some Indian food for dinner and washed it down with some PBR. So celebrating Joel's day there. It's been 4 great days of hockey so far. I mean, last night you mentioned the Golden Knights couldn't get it down against Minnesota, but the night before, I mean, just electric games, all 4 of them. Edmonton coming back and the Kings winning it in the final minute. The overtime game, Ovi scoring his first career playoff overtime goals. So great time to be a hockey fan, great time to be a sports fan. Not going to be catfish dilly-dallying around here, so let's get right into it. Make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. And of course, got the NFL Draft on Thursday night, so make sure you tune into the SGPN NFL Draft Show live watch party for the entire round 1 of the NFL Draft, featuring all your favorite hosts and fans from SGPN. Tune in Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. YouTube.com/sports gambling podcast. That's youtube.com/sports gambling podcast.
I've started making some draft bets for the past 5 or 6 days. Things are generally moving in my direction, which is always good, but it is the draft, so nothing is guaranteed. And it seems to be a very, very nebulous kind of draft. Like the information is getting weirder and weirder every year, which makes betting the draft less profitable. but it's still gonna be a lot of fun. I advise a lot more long shots because nobody knows anything, and yeah, just like teams are just feeding out bullshit after bullshit, and it's just getting reported and fed into the market. So CLV definitely doesn't mean nearly as much as it once did. So yeah, it's going to be all about Thursday, just getting on things once things become concrete, just monitoring the books and getting in when you can when something seems really solid, and when the books go like, when they get nuked from like minus 120 to like minus 800s, that kind of thing. You just got a steam chase in the moment. That's the strategy going forward. But yes, things are looking okay for me in the draft so far, even though I'm not nearly as plugged in as I have been in years past.
Yeah, I was gonna say normally like year after year, you're like into it, and like as soon as the Super Bowl, well, a few weeks after the Super Bowl, you're like early March, like all right, let me get in these bets now, and you're usually pretty profitable. So hopefully your last minute research and just taking advantage of the market works out again this week, this year, I should say.
Yeah, last couple of years it's been different. I got lucky, and a lot of my better bets were made like on the day of, just hammering things as things become known. So that's been my strategy this year. It's like, why waste your time, months researching this stuff when things just change, and you're just getting fed bullshit information nonstop. So yeah, that's just the way the draft is nowadays.
Yeah, the draft coverage is just insane. Like they're reporting on like what this guy eats for lunch. Like it's just absolutely crazy what they do now.
Yeah, gone are the days of like John Gettleman just saying that, oh, we're drafting Saquon Barkley. Like,
yeah,
you knew it. You'll take him at his word. But nowadays, no, there's no way to know if he's telling the truth.
Yeah, no idea. So see what happens there Thursday night. But yeah, let's get into these. Gonna go game by game. We got a game starting in 50 minutes, so we'll start with that for the live viewers very quickly, and then just go the rest of the night, and then next few days here. Of course, let me put this on the screen. 7 p.m. in 1 hour, we have the Montreal Canadiens plus 150 at the Washington Capitals minus 180. Over 5.5 is minus 120. Under 5.5 is plus 100. Capitals looked like they were controlling most of the game. In game one, had that 2-0 lead into the third period, but we know Canadians are one of the best third period comeback teams in the league, and they came back. And a lot of the analysis was about how the Canadians looked very small. Couldn't deal with Tom Wilson, couldn't deal with all the hitting on the back end with Caden Gooley and Lane Hudson. And I think that's kind of fair analysis, but they turned it on there in the third period, had some great chances even after tying it, but Ovi did win it in overtime. I think the Caps take them a lot more seriously this time around. I'm not betting this game personally. I have cashed out some of my Capitals futures for this series before the series started. Just, I think the Habs vibes are pretty good. But if you're betting this game by game, I think just the over 5.5 at minus 120 could see the Capitals trying to score a bit more, and Canadians could keep that momentum going. But that's really all I have for this game.
Yeah. Once again, game by game, these lines are pretty tight. The series odds are a little looser, a little bit more bettable. There's more of an edge you could find in that regard, but still, I think the Habs are a little live here. I bet a little bit of Canadians plus 160 or so. So yeah, I think that they could win this game. Absolutely. They were even. It was a very even game, and it proved it with going to overtime. Like Capitals, yeah, they came out strong. They scored a couple of goals, but after that, it was pretty much all Montreal. And yeah, you mentioned it. The Montreal, they have the team spirit. They're never out of it. They always believe in themselves, and yeah, they're just a feisty underdog, the new pesky Sens, if you will. So yeah, a little bit of Canadians here. Total, nothing much there. Over 5.5 maybe. Yeah, nothing more here. But one thing I should mention, that Ovechkin is more than double the price of the Capitals to win the Cup. Ovechkin win the Conn Smythe, that is. So if the Capitals are winning, there's no way anybody else is winning the Conn Smythe. So if you want to bet the Capitals to win the Cup, you just bet Ovechkin Conn Smythe, because it would take something ridiculous for him not to win it if the Capitals win the Cup. Yeah,
I couldn't see anyone else lifting the Conn Smythe. Yeah, I see 22-1 on FanDuel, even higher than that, 24-1 or 24-1 on FanDuel, 22-1 on DraftKings. Had not taken that angle yet, but I don't think the Caps are going to do it. I
don't. But if you're a Capitals believer,
yeah,
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and then look at the series here. Caps minus 550, Canadians plus 400. Capitals minus 2.5 games is, where's that at? That's minus 105. Canadians plus 2.5, minus 115. Might take a look at that. Canadians plus 2.5. Could see this going 6 games. If you think the Habs are going to win tonight, though, I would just take that plus 400 or better for them to win the series. Personally, if I had to place a bet on this, I would probably take the plus 2.5 at minus 115. Could see them stealing a game in DC, or not even. They just have to win their 3 games, 2 games at home, and then tie it up, and then you're getting some good CLV there. So
yeah,
might take that for a little bit.
I like that one
for the series, for this game tonight. Yeah, if you're listening on Thursday, though, none of this matters because you know what happened in this game. So
right, so it could be plus 3.5.
yeah.
At worse odds, no doubt, but still, I do think the Canadians will win at least 1 game at home.
Yeah, I could see a series exact 6 games plus 270 for a sprinkle. I don't see it going 7. I think 6 is the most likely, even though it says 5 is the favorite right now, plus 210. But if you're just looking for something to sprinkle there, that would be something I would do in this next 45 minutes here. All right, down to 9:30 tonight. Got the Dallas Stars plus 160 at the Colorado Avalanche minus 192. Over 6.5 minus 102, under 6.5 minus 118. Joel, how are you feeling about your Avalanche?
I'm still scarred, still butthurt after that Monday night result with the Stars coming back. Stars played like their asses were on the line, and then they were really. They don't want to lose both games at home, going back to Denver where the Avalanche is so good. So they played their asses off. They got their best effort, and their depth mattered. Colin Blackwell, of all people, scoring the overtime winner. Interesting. Blackwood has been very good, though. Speaking of Blacks, very good in net for the Avalanche. He's outplayed Ottinger so far. Ottinger was a little better in game 2, but he still doesn't look anywhere close to like the elite Otta that we've seen in years past, especially in that series against the Flames years ago. But yeah, for this one, it's over again. I don't think that both defenses are playing particularly well, and the goaltending, like I said, is a bit suspect, especially on Dallas' side. So I do think we see some goals. Of course, we're getting the mighty return of Gabriel Landeskog for this one, so the sack will be absolutely loaded, ready to blow. So yeah, the vibes will definitely be positive here. Very erect. Speaking of wood, so the Avalanche here, I do think that it's the chalky side for sure. A lot of that is baked into this line, almost $2. But if anything, I would just if you buy into the narrative, just do Avalanche first period money line, because the Avalanche will be like absolutely fired up. They should be. I don't know why they would be wasted. I think the Stars would be on their heels early, so the first period line would be a good look. The Avalanche puck line minus 1.5, plus 130, and I do think the Avalanche win this game. So maybe Avalanche money line parlays, that kind of thing. But I'm pretty sure the Avalanche get it done. They have been the slightly better team, I would think. I think it's not an unfair result to be 1-1. I do think the Stars have been pretty close in both these games. So, but I do think the Avalanche have been the slightly better team, and now they're going home. We're getting the boost from Landeskog's return. So yeah, all over the Avs in this one. Really hope they win.
Yeah, can't really go against that here. I mean, maybe they shouldn't be this big of a favorite. You can argue that maybe there's some value on Dallas, but I don't see them getting it done. Colorado 26-15 at home, Dallas 22-19 on the road. The 2 games in Colorado this year, 6-3 for the Avs, and then 4-3 in overtime for the Avs. But shots in that game were 35-22 for the Avalanche. Did have some issues with how Blackwood played that game-winning goal in overtime, where Blackwell got it his own rebound there, but he's been great. He was elite in game 1. I mean, he made a few huge saves, and then the Avs went down and scored a few minutes later. So he's been great, and if they get that goaltending, I really like them long term. That's what I'm looking at here. But if you like the Avs tonight, I just kind of like the Avs. Let me say I like the over 6.5 minus 102. Maybe sprinkle a Landeskog point. He should return on the third line there with Coyle and Kiviranta. But for the series, I mean, you got the Avs here at minus 180, and they're minus 192 for the game. If they win this one, I have to imagine they go up quite a bit. And I just don't see the Dallas Stars winning more than one game in Colorado. But I mean, they won all 3 games in Colorado last year, so that could go against me. But I think this year's
-1.5 games makes a lot of sense to me. Plus
-1.5 games plus 115. Yeah, that could be
you
a good.
Avoid the DeBoer game 7 in Dallas,
Yeah.
where he wins every fucking game 7.
Yeah. Or what's 6 games exactly plus 150? What's Avalanche in 6? Avalanche in 6 plus 280. That could be worth a nice sprinkle there. Yeah, but if you're listening now, watching live, I think that's the best way to play it here is taking some sort of Avalanche series -180 or the game spread, like you pointed out there, is a good look as well. Do you think it's just McKinnon for Conn Smythe?
Yeah, he is playing on another level right now. I don't see Makar doing it again. Like the fact that he won the Conn Smythe last time will be a little bit of a boost for the voters to vote for McKinnon now. And McKinnon, of course, won the most outstanding player at the Four Nations face off, whatever. Yeah, he's just playing at another level right now. He's the last 2 years, like this guy's in his primest of primes, and the voters recognize that. And once again, he is a Hart finalist. So, yeah, I think it's got to be McKinnon. I really struggle to see anyone else winning for the Avalanche.
Yeah, Avs are 7-1 for the Cup, 14-1 for the Conn Smythe for Nathan McKinnon. So
it's not quite as clear cut as Ovechkin Capitals, but it's close.
Yeah. All right, we are brought to you by Edge Boost. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, and you can earn cashback rewards. 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. And if you deposit $25, Edge Boost will match the deposit and make sure to let them know SGPN sent you. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And we're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the playoffs and the NFL draft, plus props for every game. For the true DGens, you got the MyBookie money bag. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit, and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That is mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN.
One last note I should mention early on before these games kick off. We always talk about for years now the first round of the playoffs, second round of the playoffs, first 4 games or so, the power play goals. I haven't really spoken about it lately because I can't really bet that anymore, either because the books have taken a number down or I just can bet like $15 on it. But one way I found a way around it is just betting the player power play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, and it's even better because if you just like a team to win, then you just bet their power play points, because like it seems like half the goals are scored on the power play, and the odds between let's say the general odds like for a player to score over half a point, like juiced whatever, but their power play point is like 2-1 or something like that, which makes no sense. It should be a lot closer. So while this is it's a small edge, but I think it's over the long term a pretty big one, because you can do it in every game. You just even games like this, like Avalanche Stars, I do think that both these power plays are going to cook. So power play guys like I bet Wyatt Johnston and who's the other one? I bet I don't remember, but the
McKinnon?
Avalanche, of course.
Natchez, maybe?
I meant for the Stars. Yeah, for sure. Natchez, McKinnon, Makar, and I just can't remember the other Stars guy. I bet it was Johnston and maybe Hintz. I don't remember. And it's like I always try to because a lot of these books offer these props now, so I just like odds shops or whatever's the offline kind of thing. I can't remember who it was, but I'll figure it out before the game starts, no doubt. But the Panthers.
Was it Duchesne? Duchesne led the Stars in power play points in the regular season. He had 27. Johnston had 25. Then
he's on the second line, second power play unit, right? So I was first power play unit. That's why his odds are so high.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was Hintz, but anyway,
Duchesne is on the top unit, I guess. I'm not sure.
He?
Yeah, Rantanen, Duchesne, Hintz, Wyatt, and Harley.
Okay, well, his odds are pretty up there. So yeah, that's a good bet. Maybe you had Duchesne before this game starts as well. But like the Panthers Lightning game, like I'm definitely betting for the rest of the series. Well, the first 4 games anyway. Yeah. Guys on both sides. Like I know the Panthers didn't score a power play goal, but the Lightning, they got it done with Gensel like a crazy high price for a power play point. So yeah, that series, I'll definitely be looking at the player props.
Yeah, looking at Duchesne, he is minus 106 to get a point, power play point plus 325.
Exactly, and he's on the first unit.
He's on the first
That's what I'm
unit,
talking
apparently.
about. That discrepancy is massive.
That
That's a
discrepancy is
good
crazy.
edge.
But
Good
Nathan
edge.
McKinnon is minus 350 to get a point, plus 135 to get 2 points, and a power play point is plus 130. Like,
Yeah.
And Natchez, who I threw out in the Discord, screwed me in game
Like
one,
plus
but
230.
now he's plus 225, so they brought that down a bit. But to get a point, he's minus 160.
That makes sense because the Avalanche are bigger favorites now.
Yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense there a little bit. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely keep an eye out on those power play point props if you can't get the over 1.5 power play goals.
Even that, like, I think the power play the props are even better than the over 1.5 power play goals because you can get like 3 bets in one. Like you get a goal and 2 assists with the main guys. It's at these high odds. It's a pretty good edge, I think. The books will eventually adapt if nobody's betting these things. Maybe we shouldn't be talking about this. We'll greedily keep it to ourselves, but we're a generous podcast here. We'll take our edges and share them when we get them. But I highly recommend those kind of bets.
I've been avoiding the Carolina Devils series because they don't take a lot of penalties. And the same thing with Minnesota and Vegas. Vegas does not take penalties at all. They took one last night, but like they rarely take penalties.
I did bet Eichel. He didn't get it done. I'll be betting Eichel the next 2 games because I know that the Wild penalty kill is really bad, but the Knights, they don't draw a lot of penalties either. But when they do, they're lethal. They're like close to 30%. So I'll still be betting Eichel for
Carolina Devils are I think the top 2 or 2 of the top 3 penalty kills in the league. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I got a delivery coming, Joel, so you can take the next game.
All right, Ryan is getting fed. So we have the Edmonton Oilers on the road once again against the Los Angeles Kings. The Oilers are plus 105, road dogs. Kings minus 125 at home. The total is 5.5, juiced once again to the over, minus 130, under 5.5, plus 110. Last game, we saw a crazy one with the Kings just dominating the Oilers for a period and a half, getting up to a 4-0 lead. And the Oilers, this is kind of like a microcosm of the series, as I read it to begin with the Kings being strong early and the Oilers late. Now we get a situation where the Oilers have to do it for the whole series long now with being down 1-0. But no, I was really encouraged with how the Oilers played the third period. The Kings, they had the jitters. They felt all the demons coming back because, look, we lost these fucking guys 3 years in a row. And we saw that in third period. And the Oilers, they're led by 2 of the best players in the NHL, and they poured it on. Like the Oilers never say die. So yeah, it's I think I got to go Oilers. You're plus 105. The Kings, we saw their best effort, their best game. If they keep things composed, they are the better team, but I don't trust them to keep things composed. So I like the Oilers to win this game. This almost a must win for them. It's never a must win until it's like a game 7 elimination game kind of thing, but still, they don't want to go back home down 2-0. Actually, it's in a weird way, it's almost a must win for the Kings, because if they can win both these games, go back to Edmonton 2-0, they'll feel a lot better about themselves. But if they lose this one, going back to Edmonton 1-1, they're in a much worse spot. So I think that the Kings are weirdly in a stranger spot than the Oilers here, in a more desperate spot, considering the past 3 series. I just don't trust the Kings to be able to get it done over the long run. I do think the Oilers win this series in 7. So this is tough, but I did bet the Oilers plus 105 here. I think that they have an edge on the Kings. The Kings are the better team, admittedly. That's why they're favored, and they've been a great home team. But the line is a little bit bigger after the game 1. I don't know about that, considering how that game ended. We just need average goaltending, please, from Stuart Skinner. Maybe put Captain Picard in net if Skinner plays so badly again. But yeah, it's Oilers for me. I like them to play a better first couple periods. Like they played the first couple periods like, oh, these fucks again. We should be able to roll them. So when that wasn't the case, they were down a few goals and they finally had to pour it on. Now they'll come in with their best effort. I know Ekholm's a massive deal, but the Oilers, I think they just match up well against the Kings and we'll be able to get it done. Like McDavid is not losing the first round. I'm pretty sure of that. So And we saw like the real McDavid. Like he hasn't played like that since the Four Nations thing. And even then he wasn't that great. But he looks healthy now. That goal that he scored to tie the game was one of the best goals you ever see. And then just a fucking that fluttery shot from Deneau to beat Skinner. It was just a joke. Skinner's got to do better. So yeah, give me Oilers plus 105 in this one. I think the time to bet the Oilers series is now.
Yeah, completely agree with what I heard of that. Yeah, like the Oilers here at plus 105, but even better, I like the over 5.5 at minus 130 or over 6, even money over 6.5 plus 128. Because the worry was like, okay, can the Kings score enough to keep up with the Oilers? And they did. They did in game one, partially because Skinner was so bad, but this is just how they're going to have to win. They're going to have to outscore them. They can't sit back against this team that has McDavid, that has Draisaitl. I saw Vander Kane is back tonight, so another weapon for the Oilers there. So yeah,
I did not see that. He's back.
He is back tonight.
I heard
on the second line.
I think it was Friedman who was saying this, that it's kind of like the league punishing these teams who have the teams or the players off for so long, and then they just show up in the playoffs. So maybe they were like forced by the league to like miss at least one playoff game.
Yeah, I saw it because like he was like, oh, Sagan came back and played a game, Hamilton came back and played a game, but Kane didn't, so that Kane had to sit out again. But yeah, Kane on the second line with Nugent Hopkins and Hyman really gives them. They have Corey Perry on the top line now. Did not realize that, but I mean,
Draisaitl, McDavid, Perry props,
David Perry, Kane, Hopkins, Hyman, top power play unit, Hyman, Nuge, Draisaitl, McDavid, Bouchard. Like this is a game. Like the Oilers are a team where it's okay to just bet their top power play unit because they stay out there for the whole 2 minutes if they have to. So that's a game where you can do that. But yeah, getting less and less confident in my Kings series bet. I'm happy I got them early. I mean, they were like plus 125. But for tonight, if you're watching now or listening right as soon as we let it out, yeah, I like the Oilers.
What was my puck bet? Puck bet. It was
what was your puck?
Kings win game one, Oilers win series.
I think you did. I think you did have that. Yeah, the Kings game one, Oilers series plus 320 for 15 bucks.
I got a bit of that in the account. So let's go Oilers.
Nice ticket to have there. But looking at the series prices now, Oilers plus 180. I like that quite a bit. Kings minus 210. Oilers plus 1.5 even at minus 110. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a must-win game for the Kings. Good point by you there. Like they've on the road, they're 17-25 this year. They're 32-10 at home. So they have to win each game at home. And they can just do that and win in 7 or steal one in Edmonton. But Oilers are 25-16 at home. So Oilers, plus 180 for the series. Oilers plus 1.5 games at minus 110. To go 7 is plus 200. Oilers in 7 is where's that at? 5-1. Like I think there's a lot of ways to attack the Oilers here before game 2.
Absolutely. What's Oilers in 6?
Oilers in 6. Ooh, getting spicy. It's 6-1.
Okay, not that great. But yeah, I think it's Oilers in 6 or 7. So that's the odds aren't really great there. But the Oilers plus 1.5 minus 110. Yeah.
So if it goes to 7, you're fine. You win.
I really like that for sure.
Yeah, that's a good bet there. Yeah, because like the Oilers did show up. Like, all right, we can just sleepwalk through this and win. And it's like with the Panthers last night too. We'll get to them, but like you watch them in the playoffs. Like, okay, this is what they are. Like you can try to write them off because of the injuries, because they're beat up, but this is what they do in the playoffs.
Right. You just trust these teams with the pedigree. And yeah, the Oilers, they might not win the cup. They're definitely a worse team last year, and they'll feel it over the long run, but they can get through one round. I'm pretty confident the Oilers still win this series.
Yeah. All right, let's move to Thursday here before we get into ads. We got the 6:30 game. We got the Florida Panthers plus 105 at the Tampa Bay Lightning minus 125. Over 5.5 at minus 118. Under 5.5 at minus 102. I absolutely love the Lightning here in this spot. Zigzag theory. You got them at home. Horrible challenge, I think, by John Cooper on that one goal that then, Schmidt, was it the Schmidt goal, and then Kachuk got the power play goal, and then
they did score a power play goal. I was wrong.
Yeah, that was 2 goals in 14 seconds for Kachuk had 2 power play goals.
That's right. I got Reinhardt on that. So fuck, what am I talking about?
Yeah, 2 goals in 14 seconds for the Panthers really changed the game, and but I think John Cooper can get this team going. Panthers 500 on the road. Lightning are great at home. We saw last year, 2 years ago, where the Lightning and Leafs traded off blowout wins to begin the series. The Lightning did win game 1 that time and lost game 2. But Lightning here at home, zigzag, -125.
Put it on the screen.
Oh, sorry. Apologies. You got to. If I'm reading off the odds and it's not on the screen, just yell at me because I'm trying to got multiple tabs here. Multiple tabs. So yeah, minus 125. I mean, I think they opened like minus 115, so already seeing some movement out there. Power play props would love that in this on both sides, and the over 5.5 minus 118 is the way I would look there.
Well, I'm a bit concerned about the Lightning now. They lost Cirelli. It doesn't look good for him. He's like the Barkov light for the Lightning. Obviously doesn't have the offensive presence, but definitely a great two-way player. So that's a bit of a concern. They lost Chernak. The guy's always fucking injured, but he did come back in the game. There was somebody else who left and came back as well. So the Lightning their depth is definitely taking a big hit. And the Panthers, they look like a pretty shitty team over the past month and a half of the regular season, but clearly they came to play in this one. Vasilevsky didn't look solid. He looked pretty weak on a couple goals in particular. So I'm a little bit more concerned about the Lightning going forward. And naturally, I'm just going to cheer for whoever team is winning in this series. And now I'm a Panthers fan. So I hope the Panthers win this series in 4 would be ideal. They played a lot better in game 1 than they have in months. So I'm not betting aside here. It's really just a sweaty series for me. Just nobody else got hurt. So the Panthers are the healthier team now. Oh, Kachuk, like this guy looks like he just shot out of a cannon. He definitely benefited from getting the couple months off. That's really good. Looking forward for the Panthers. So I did bet already more Panthers stuff. Conference, Stanley Cup, plus 750 I still found on the Panthers to win the Cup. That's pretty good, I think, considering they're up a game on the road in Tampa. And then they just have the Leafs and the likely Hurricanes or Capitals to get through. So love the Panthers futures. Not on, I don't know about this game. I'll stay away from it. But if I had to bet the side, it would be the Panthers. But I agree with you in terms of the over. I do think we see a lot of goals once again. Vasilevsky looked a little shaky there, and both offenses can light it up. And Cirelli definitely mitigates the Lightning team defense. So the Panthers should be able to get a little more zone entries, a little more offensive zone time. They were 5.5. I like that quite a bit, and this is definitely my favorite power play point props series of the lot. So we'll be definitely having some Reinhardt, Barkov, Kucherov, naturally, Hedman, Hagel. I think he's on the first line, right? His odds are pretty.
I believe
high.
So, yeah.
And Gensel, even Point, maybe. So the Lightning power play has to be clicking for them to win this series now. I'm pretty confident of that because it's gonna be a. Hopefully, it's not gonna be a war. I don't want a war. I want like just a demolition, like a rout, like to send the other team like in olden days where they just raise the white flag on the like in that what's the game called? Total War, where they just like raise the white flag and then just run off the field. I want that. Just Panthers to rout them. Fucking just send the cavalry in and make them run off the field and stay intact for the next war.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the Cirelli injury. That is huge for the Lightning. And, Vasilevsky, until that, series in the Stanley Cup final against the Avalanche, he was insane after a loss. But looking since 2 years ago, that Leafs series, since game 1 of that series, so starting in game 2, 11 playoff starts, 2-9, 42 goals allowed, 8.71 save percentage. Like he's just has not been the same since losing that Stanley Cup final to your Avalanche. So definitely keep that in mind. I do still see this series going long though. So Lightning have to win this at home. I guess we can look at series bets now. Panthers minus 210, Lightning plus 180. Panthers minus 1.5, minus 120. Panthers plus 1.5, plus 100. Anything there interest you?
Well, I really hope it's Panthers minus 3.5.
Minus 3.5. Where's that?
Yeah, it's not even offered. I do think the Panthers minus 1.5 at minus 120 is pretty good. They are a very good home team. Lightning, not a great road team. even in the state of Florida. So, yeah, I think the Panthers, little brother, they're gonna bite the big brother in the dick and win this series now. Like they are the masters of Florida. They are the Florida men, if you will. So yeah, Panthers minus 120 for the series would be what I bet if you don't have anything at the moment. But
minus 1.5 games for the series.
Minus 1.5 games, right.
Yes.
Not for the game. But yeah, I think my favorite bet right now is just like Barkov, Reinhart, Conn Smythe, and the conference Stanley Cup futures for the Panthers, because I do think that they're the best team in the East. Just need to get through the Lightning, and I'll say the same thing about the Lightning going forward. I just don't love the Lightning matchup against the Leafs.
Yeah, are you worried about the Panthers against the Leafs though, potentially in round 2, with how the Leafs are looking?
Nah, they don't look that great.
I don't.
We'll get to that,
or
will we?
Well, yeah, I think there has to be odds up for that game. Yeah,
is that on Friday?
That should be tomorrow. No, that's the next game. It's the next game.
What the fuck are you talking about?
All right. So yeah, we have a
good segue.
I don't hate I don't hate Lightning plus 2.5 if you're willing to lay a minus 220. I think this has to go at least 6, but it could be the end of the Lightning dynasty here. All right, let me get the odds on the screen here. Toronto Maple Leafs minus 108 at the Ottawa Senators minus 112. Over 5.5 minus 120. Under 5.5 plus 100. Joel, what do you see here?
Well, first game was all about the Senators being dumb, inexperienced team, just taking stupid penalties. They can whine about the refs, whatever, but most of the penalties were legit. Almost all of them except for the one on, can't remember who committed it, but I think it was Tanev who took the cross. Yeah, I fucking forget. But anyway, Senators fans are whining about it, and they shouldn't. They should whine about their own players for committing these dumb penalties. They're just a young, inexperienced team who want to play playoff hockey, but they don't understand the rules. And the Leafs, for once, are at the edge in terms of the experience. They're going up against the Panthers, the Bruins, the Lightning, teams with more playoff pedigree. And for once, they have the experience, and they've shown it so far. But still, I think these are actually pretty even teams. If you look at the underlying numbers, especially in Game 2, Senators outplayed the Leafs. It's just a matter of staying out of the penalty box, because the Leafs have turned a power play unit into something of a weapon now. Like, they only scored 1 power play goal against the Bruins in 7 games. They have 3 or 4 now against the Senators in 2 games. So that's definitely a concern for the Senators. They got to get the penalty kill working. It's been pretty average in the regular season, so you can't rely on that. So you gotta find a way to balance the physicality, the hits, the damage you do to the other team with just stupidity. Like, you can't take down penalties, because the Leafs will make you pay. Matthews, Marner, Nylander, they're all fired away. Apparently, I have a fucking Mitch Marner 60-1 Conn Smythe, but I have no memory of making this. Like, literally nothing. I don't know when I made this. I guess I could check the date. But yeah, so I guess go Mitch Marner. I definitely like this guy a little more after.
Didn't know you were a big Mitch Marner fan, but okay.
After 4 Nations, man, Team Canada, right?
All right.
Yeah. So whatever. But yeah, for this game, Senators back against the wall. Minus 112. Leafs are definitely the better team overall. And they definitely have the better goaltending. Stolarz has certainly outplayed Ullmark. I love Stolarz just like beating the shit out of who the fuck was bothering
Ridley Greig. He got 2 minutes for getting beat up.
Yeah, that's right. The Senators player got the penalty for it, which made no sense. Okay, I'll admit the Sens fans were right about that one in Game 2. Stolarz, full credit to him, just protecting his crease. The refs will definitely favor the goalies in those situations. Yeah, I really like Stolarz as the better goalie in this series. But yeah, Sens, this is obviously a must win. It's as close to a must win as it gets without an elimination game. If they lose this one, they're fucking done. Yeah. So minus 112 here for the Sens would be the way I'd play this, but I don't know if I'm betting that myself. It's just the Leafs. I think they seem like a different team this year. A little bit scary, in the fact that they've learned their lessons and they have a proper playoff coach now, Stanley Cup winning coach in Craig Berube. So yeah, Leafs are a little scary. But yeah, it's Sens or nothing here. The total seems about right. If anything, I would take the over 5.5. But like I said, I like Stolarz, and I think that he can prevent 3 goals. So it's going to be like a 3-2, 2-1 Sens win, something like that. But this is not a game I'm strong on at all. I do think the Leafs just win this series like in 5.
Yeah, this is a game where if you're betting the playoffs game by game, you take the Sens here in a pick 'em. Going back home, they have been the better team in terms of shot attempts and all that stuff, especially in game 2. Game 1 took way too many penalties. Toronto was 3 for 6 on the power play, and that was pretty much killed them there. But I think Ottawa coming back home, forced overtime. Of course, you had Max Domi with a goal to win it there. Senators had what? Like 4 shots on goal or something in the third period. I think the Gaudette one was their first that they scored on that one. So they need more there, but I think they do get it done at home. Not really sure on the total. I would probably look to the over, but not going to be betting a total on this one because, yeah, like you said, Allmark has to show up. I think if the Sens win, it has to be a low-scoring game because Stolarz is looking legit. He's looking great. I mean, he's former Flyer. He looked like a former Flyer with that attack against Grieg there. He's 35-1 for Conn Smythe, 40-1 on FanDuel.
Stolarz was a Flyer?
Yeah, he was a Flyer for a bit. He wasn't really given much of a chance, but yeah, he was a backup, more of a phantom than a Flyer there. But I mean, Stolarz is looking good. I saw an article about him, how like he's not the typical goalie where he like no one can talk to him or whatever. Like as soon as he's out of the net, he's like, all right, I'm one of the guys. So I like that about him. I feel like the Leafs have a lot of offensive pieces that will spread out the vote. So if they do end up winning it all miraculously, I think Stolarz is a good bet for the Conn Smythe. They got Marner there at 40-1 as well. Got Matthews a little bit shorter, but for this game 3, you got to go with the Sens. No play on the total. But yeah, this Leafs team does look different, and this Senators team looks like a team that hasn't made the playoffs since 2017. Like it's exactly what they look like. Like they're just not prepared whatsoever. Maybe they get it back here at home, but I do like the Leafs long term, as does the market here for the series. -900. Sens are 6-1. Leafs -2.5 games even is -150. Sens +2.5 is +130. I guess if you like the Leafs in game 3, maybe take them to sweep at +230 or to win in 5 at +210. But maybe if you like the Leafs here, you just roll over the money line. You can just keep going with that because if the Leafs win game 3, I think it's even more of a must win for the Sens in game 4, and they would be favored more. No? Or do you think the odds makers would finally give the Leafs more respect?
Yeah, the 4-1, I think, makes the most sense, but the odds reflect that. Yeah, at least 4-2 is +425. That's okay. One thing I wanted to say, like the books in Canada, they all boost the Leafs to win the cup. So it's a great place to bet the Leafs. They know that every fucking stupid Leafs fan is going to be betting the Leafs. So we'll just take all your boosts. We'll take all of Leafs liability. So yeah, if you want to bet Leafs, it's definitely a good place to be in Canada.
I see him 10-1 still on FanDuel. Is it more than that up there?
10-1.
10-1.
Okay, well that's definitely off market.
Because I'm seeing plus 750 everywhere else.
Yeah, that's better than the boost.
Nice.
All right, FanDuel is the place to bet the Leafs. Apparently,
yeah, apparently
good for them. They have a more correct price, I think, because I don't think the Leafs should be under 10-1.
Yeah. All right, let's move along here. We have Thursday at 9 p.m. Vegas Golden Knights -148 at the Minnesota Wild, +124, over 5.5 -118, under 5.5 -102. We talked about it last night. Minnesota just took it to the Knights in the first period, up 3-0, and Vegas could never really recover. Did have 2 goals there to make it a 4-2 game. Outshot them 32-16. So I do like the Knights here. Still like them long term, still like them in the series, but their away record 21-20. I did not realize they were that bad this season on the road. I do feel like that improved in the second half. I would have to go back and look at that to confirm, but I feel like it was under 500 in the first half, and they're just a team that's built for the playoffs. They're not going to be rattled by this. They weren't rattled even down 3-0, down by 3 goals at home. So for this game here, I like the Golden Knights -148. As for the total, kind of a coin flip there. I guess maybe look to the under. Maybe they play more of a lockdown against Kaprizov. He's been insane. A few great passes there to Matt Boldy. So yeah, I think Vegas here minus 148. I still like them very much long term. It's going to be a tough path for them. It's going to be a tough path for them in the playoffs. But for this game 3, I don't see the Wild going up 2-1. So give me the Golden Knights minus 148 and give me a pass on the total. And Eichel Conn Smythe at 27-1 is out there still. So bet that if you can.
Of course, Eichel Conn Smythe. A little bit more concerned after that poor performance in Game 2. You would think that the Knights would want to put the foot down on the throat of the Minnesota Wild, but credit to the Wild, they came out strong. That the first line is really carrying them. I don't think they have a ton of depth, but it doesn't matter when you have Kaprizov, Boldy, Faber playing the way they are. Zuccarello too contributing. Knights. Yeah, that was a weird game by them. I didn't expect that. But you do expect a response in this one. So minus 148 would be the way I would look, but it's a little bit concerning to me because the Wild, they did start the season very strong. They look like one of the best teams in the league, and now that they're healthy again, it's a little tremor of doubt in my mind. I just can hold on to the fact that the Wild never win the first round of a series, first series round, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the Golden Knights, they do have the better coach. Bruce Cassidy is one of the best tactical minds in the game. He'll make adjustments. He'll find a way to limit the approach of Kaprizov, Boldy, and the like. So, yeah, I still think the Knights win the series comfortably. And minus 148 here would be a good one to bounce back with. Of course, not the best road team, but the Wild aren't exactly the best home team either. Like they've been They've been about equal on the road and at home. So, which is kind of weird considering they do have a pretty strong home crowd. But anyway, here, give me the Knights minus 148. Knights till death. We're gonna ride in the rest of the series. Of course, Eichel, power play point, Conn Smythe, all that good shit. The guy's playing well. He's just not getting the production so far. He's not getting the luck of the draw because he's making sick passes that aren't being converted. So you do expect that to regress positively. So give me the Knights minus 148. The total under 5.5, if anything. Aiden Hill's got to play better. He wasn't great in that second game at all. Gustafsson looks really good, though. So we expect another 4 or 5 goal game in this one. So, yeah, Knights and the under.
All right. Before I move to the series, I completely forgot. Shout out Underdog. Underdog Pick'em. You can play any sport and win up to 100 times your entry. Sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code HGP. And Rhythm is your home for AI-backed picks and prop. They got Major League Baseball. They got NBA and golf. Picks so good it feels like cheating. Building your own model is simple and easy. Rhythm has some amazing deals going on now. 25% off monthly or 50% off annual with promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. That's RITHMM, promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50.
I thought I missed the ads because I had to race for a refill while you were talking about this.
I realized that's what kind of got me there. I was like, oh shit, I have an ad still open here. But yeah, you mentioned it. Aiden Hill did not look good last night whatsoever. He allowed that goal. Was it Zuccarello that hit his glove and went in? Then there was the other goal that he had on his pads and then tried to cover it and it went in. So see him kind of locking in a bit more here for the series. Knights are still minus 200, Wild plus 170. If you like the Wild in game 3, just take them for the series. But Knights minus 1.5 games is plus 125. Wild plus 1.5 is minus 145. You still like Knights in 6 here?
Yeah, the minus 1.5 game is plus 125. That's the way I'd go. I mean, I'm nervous because of all the money at stake, but objectively, I would still back the Knights to win this series in 6 or even 5. Actually, I don't know about 5. I think the Wild do win one of these games at home.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6 I think is likeliest.
6
even
there,
though they would have to, they'd have to seal the series on the road, which is tough. But I just think that they're that much of a better team overall, and they won't let it get to 7. They can't afford to go to 7 here. So yeah, Knights win 3 of the next 4 games.
Yeah, if there's any place to secure a series on the road, it's Minnesota. Come on, it just is.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that or Toronto.
All right, down to 9:30 on Thursday night. We got the Winnipeg Jets -120 at the St. Louis Blues +100. Under 5.5 -155. Over 5.5 is +130. This is one of the series so far where the power play points hasn't necessarily been great. We did have 1 power play goal by the Blues last game, 2 for the Blues and 1 for the Wild, or 1 for the Winnipeg in game 1. 2 game-winning goals for Kyle Connor. He's been great, but that's what Winnipeg is. Winnipeg is a very top-heavy team. They have that top line, and that's pretty much it, especially with Ehlers out. They got second line of Niederreiter, Nemestikov, Perfetti. Third line, Tanev, Lowry, Appleton. That really should be a fourth line. And then fourth line is Gustafson, Barron, and Jarrett Anderson, Dolan. So don't love their depth here, but I mean, Connor Hellebuck in net is always going to be the difference maker. For this game, Blues 24-14-3 at home. Have to imagine that's even better under the new coach there, which I realized I said Armstrong last podcast. It is Montgomery there, of course. But Jets 26-15 on the road. They are great at home, 32-11. But this is a must-win game for the Blues. They've played the Jets tough in each of the first 2 games, but I can't pull the trigger on St. Louis just at even money. Maybe if it goes up a little bit, I could. But yeah, for this one, Jets -120. And give me that over. Give me over 5.5 at a +130. Like, you could see penalties called. You could see the refs trying to get the Blues into the game, into the series a little bit. But this is primarily going to be me hoping the Jets win for my Jets futures.
The disrespect for the Jets' depth there was palpable.
Is it though? Who is good that I listed?
They're just a great team, man. They up and down the lineup. Like, those guys are playing above their level. Okay, they don't have like name brand pedigree, but those guys all buy in. Love all those guys, to be honest. Like, my guy Cole Perfetti keeps doing.
Cole Perfetti has been. Cole Perfetti.
My take of him being the best player in that draft is gaining equity. Okay, do you not admit, like, this guy? I think he's been as good as Stützle this year.
He's been good. He's been good. One more thing I meant to mention about Vegas. They need to figure out who's playing with Eichel and Stone. It was Barbashev for a bit. They put Howden up there. Maybe they tried Dorofeyev, but they need a third weapon on that top line because it was Barbashev last year, and that fit great. But they need to figure that out. And the same thing with the Jets. Like, Perfetti is a very sneaky power play point guy. Alex Iafallo is on the top line as well, but I don't know. I just feel like they're playing above their level. I will give them credit, but looking at them on paper, their second, third, and fourth lines are all kind of suspect.
He's only sneaky to people who haven't been listening to the HTP for years, because we've been talking the praises of Cole Perfetti since we've existed, really. No, I like that depth. Those are hard-nosed players. Definitely love them a lot more than the Blues depth. Oh, and the blue line is far superior for the Jets than the Blues. Blues, credit to them. They played hard. They're a well-coached team. I think Jim Montgomery is the better coach, but there's only so much you could do on the bench. And Hellebuck looked a lot stronger game 2, made the right saves. I'm always waiting for him to let in a weak one, but no, he was pretty solid in that one. Better goaltender. As long as you get like Vezina, Hellebuck, absolutely Jets are going to win this series in 4 or 5. And at -120 here, I think that's pretty cheap. So yeah, you get the discount for the Blues, bounce back, must win, whatever situation. So -120 here. Jets are. Imagine this is a regular series game. What would the line be? Like -160.
That's so true. That is so true there.
So yeah, I love the Jets here. -120. I think they roll. Maybe not roll, but I do think that they win another close one. Stay away from the total. This is a weird series. The first game definitely didn't deserve 8 goals. The second game didn't just deserve 3 goals. So the line seems about right for the total, but I do love the Jets money line here. And the Jets series prices must be looking pretty good as well. And yeah, I need the Jets to win this because if the Knights go out in the first round, I need somebody to cheer for. Yeah,
and the most important analysis from a friend of the show, Smitty, is F St. Louis, he says in the chat. So that is the most important analysis
Who is he?
there.
Fucking Jong Lee? Fuck St. Louis.
But yeah, looking at the Jets top power play unit, like you got Connor is 2-1 to get a point. Scheifele, or for power play points, Scheifele is 2-1. Iafallo is plus 450, and Perfetti is 4-1. Like they're all on that top unit. The defenseman is Josh Morrissey plus 325. Like that's a spot where you might get screwed. It might be Scheifele from Connor or Connor from Scheifele, but if you get a secondary assist from Iafallo or Perfetti, you're cashing in.
If you buy into some kind of league conspiracy theories with the try to prolong series, I would look into Blues power play points because the refs will be a little bit more amenable to giving Jets penalties. You know what I mean? To prolong the series, TV ratings and all that good shit.
Yeah, the Blues guy I'm looking at is Zachary Bolduc is a plus 450. When you have Robert Thomas is clearly their best player, but he's plus 240 even. I would take that all day.
Yeah,
he's been great. But yeah, looking at the series, it shows more of an accurate picture. Jets minus 1200. Jets are minus 1200 for the series, but minus 120 for this game. And yeah, it's Blues 7-1.
They just won both home games. They haven't played on the road yet.
Yeah, Jets minus 2.5, minus 170. Blues plus 2.5, plus 145. Jets to sweep is plus 205. Jets in 5 is plus 200. Are you playing any bets here? Or are you just riding your Jets series?
Yeah. No, I'm not laying any more juice here. But the money line, just fucking put the money line. This is the price.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Just roll over money line each time. Yeah. I feel like both of us got burnt by the Jets in the past 2 years. We're not gonna. Play
that game two is crucial because they won game 1 against the Avs last year. They needed this game 2, and they got it. So I think that they're feeling pretty good going into St. Louis now.
Yeah. All right, let's close this out with the final series we haven't talked about. The only series so far to have 2 days off. Carolina.
Do we have to?
I mean, just barely here. Friday, 8 p.m. Got the Carolina Hurricanes minus 166 at the New Jersey Devils plus 140. Under 5.5 minus 125. Over 5.5 plus 105 here. I complained about the scheduling, but having this game at 6:00 yesterday, it was nice. Like you could just kind of have it on in the background. No one really cares about either of these teams. But here at game 3,
us on the West Coast are still fucking working while this game is starting.
Yeah, it's fucking 3:00 out there. It's crazy there. And we complained about the 11 p.m. start, and the Wild put that one to bed pretty early. So. But yeah, for game 3 here, I mean, the Devils, are they still without Luke Hughes and Brendan Dillon? Because if so, the Hurricanes are just going to grind them down here. I mean, Hurricanes were minus 216 game 1, minus 257 game 2. So once again, kind of similar thing with the Jets. Like if this was a regular season game, I feel like the Canes would be minus 200. But, the conspiracy, the Devils want to get back in the series. But looking at the Devils, even last regular season games, they won in Boston 5-4. Outside of that, they didn't score more than 2 goals in their final past 7 games now. So I can't really find an angle to take the Devils, especially with those injuries. So let me ride the Canes. The Canes are good in the first round. We know that. So ride the Canes in the first round, fade them in the Eastern Conference final. Not too much more to say about this one.
Certainly the least interesting series of round 1. I had a tiny bit of money on over in both games 1 and 2. Lost both of those. I got no interest here. So I'd rather talk about the Canucks. You hear about Jim Rutherford's comments.
Well, Flyers fans are all about it. Like, all right, Tockett's not gonna resign there, so we're gonna get Tocchet now. I'm like, no, I don't want Tocchet. I don't want another hard nosed.
Not talk about your fucking Flyers,
yet.
Bro.
Sorry. Oh, Quinn Hughes. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't hear about this?
I did. No, I did. I thought you were going with Tocchet, though.
No. The Canucks are all about Quinn Hughes. It's like Operation Keep Quinn Hughes. Like that's the only objective of this franchise for the next 2 years till his contract runs out. But Jim Rutherford's like wildly tampering right in front of a press conference, saying that the only way we can. He was saying that Quinn Hughes wants to play with his brothers. We can only partly control that. The only way we can control that is bringing the other brothers to Vancouver. I thought that was
Yeah,
so ridiculously
I love that. I love that.
apropos of Jim Rutherford. The guy is like a straight shooter. He'll just fucking say his mind. He's been like that throughout his time in Vancouver. It creates a lot of good content, and this is a market that'll just gobble it up and spit it out. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun situation to follow in Vancouver. I would it's not gonna happen, but imagine I would be like fucking so erect, like fucking 9-inch boner with Luke, Jack, and Quinn all on the same team here in Vancouver. I would be going to like a lot of Canucks games if that was.
I mean, you could offer sheet Luke Hughes as an RFA next year, and the Devils have a lot of money tied up in
yeah, we'll see if Luke prefers Quinn over Jack.
Yeah, who's your favorite brother? You gotta answer.
Oh, Quinn's the elder, right? Got to go with him.
Yeah, gotta go with your older brother.
Anyway, I got nothing for this game.
Yeah, I'm not. This is the least interesting game. I'm not sure what else is going on Friday there. But you did. I mentioned Tackett. Do you have any thoughts on any of the coaching changes or GM changes throughout the league in the past week and a half?
Only one thing. Thank God Greg Cronin is out of Anaheim. I'm going to be betting the Ducks once again to do good things next year, because they'll have finally a good coach who will unleash the talent, the youthful talent, the raw talent that team has. And hopefully they can finally make that step forward. And yeah, they actually went over their win total or point total this year. The 1 year I didn't bet them to do so. But yeah, it wasn't because of the coaching. It's because they have so much talent that's underdeveloped. And I think that the next coach is crucial for the Ducks development and just the Ducks long-term futures. But hopefully they get the job done right. I do like their GM. And I think that he'll make a better choice than Greg Cronin, because I know he's a Colorado guy, like he was with the Eagles and whatever, but it's just not the right system for that team. So I'm looking forward to watching late night Ducks games next year, as long as it's not fucking, these 2-1 games and they just like play not to lose 5-1. It's absolutely boring. So yeah, I'm really praying that the Ducks have a really good, progressively minded offensive coach.
Yeah, Ducks should be exciting next year. Bunch of changes. I mean, we had Lamoriello out in Islanders. Chris Drury for the Rangers signed a contract extension, thankfully for us Flyers fans. Laviolette's out. Dan Bilesma surprisingly out in Seattle, along with Ron Francis.
That's a funny story.
Apparently they may want Laviolette. Apparently they wanted him first. What else happened? Some other coaches got fired.
The Kraken didn't fire their woman assistant. They want the new coach to fire her and make him the bad guy. It's like, this is the PR nightmare that comes with like hiring female coaches. Like, you got to be a bad guy if you're going to fire the female. They don't want that buzz, especially not at the Climate Pledge Arena and the ultra progressive Seattle Kraken franchise.
Tough now. They'll bring in Laviolette or they'll bring in Tortorella or something.
You're gone.
All right, see ya. You're gone. You're gone. All right. Yeah, that's all the games. That's all the series so far. I meant to be writing down what I was doing for Puck Bucks throughout this, but I haven't. So let's just go game by game here. I'm not taking anything on the Canadians or the Caps, I don't think. Let me look at their series. I don't think I'm taking anything there either. No, I considering a Canadians at 4-1, but I think the Caps do bully them to a win. Anything there for you in that series?
Caps, Canadians. Well, the game's fucking starting in a minute, so it's pointless.
Well, the series. I mean, but that's fine. It's fine. You gotta listen live. Then you gotta join the YouTube, subscribe, and hit that bell so you know when you're going live.
Fuck that shit. Let's just do Thursday.
You're not doing. I want a bet at least on tonight's Oilers game.
Okay.
I'm taking Edmonton plus 105 for I'll put 20 puck bucks on that, and I'm taking the over 5.5 at minus 130 for I'll put 20 on that as well.
Yeah, okay. If you're listening live, I'm not including these puck bucks because I am disciplined like this.
What do you mean?
For our podcast listeners, I'm loyal to you guys. I'm not just like fooling around. Give me the same thing. I agree with you, the Oilers and the Oilers in 6 or 7.
You're not doing a puck buck though because you're sticking to them.
Oilers plus 1.5, but I'm not doing this for official records because I'm not cheat like Ryan.
All right, I'll take them back then. I mean, we have to.
No, it's fine. You can do it.
No. We have to both agree to the same rules for this. If we cannot put wagers on the bets that are happening.
All right. Unofficially, yeah. Oilers.
Yeah.
Oilers
Yeah. If you're
series.
listening live, if you're not listening live, you're missing out. Okay. What especially on Wednesdays. Wednesdays we've been going live between 5 and 7 for
and
6
you're
months.
missing out on Parker the underbetter. Kuzmenko over 1.5 shots.
He had 5 in game 1. Did you know that, Joel?
The over better.
Yeah.
Again,
what happened? Parker the underbetter has over and over 2 over shots.
Daquan the Great, Avalanche 7-1 to win it all. All right. YouTube live chat.
Let's go Thursday here. We got the Panthers at the Lightning. I'm taking the Lightning minus 125 for 25 bucks.
Give me the over 5.5, 20 bucks minus 118. That's it.
Does it help you having the odds on the screen, or should I put the bucks on the screen?
No, the odds. It doesn't matter.
How many bucks on that one you said?
20
bucks on that. I guess I'll put the Google sheet on the screen so people can see me make typos while I'm typing this out. That works too.
I got nothing on the next series.
I would take power play points, but I'm not digging into that to see what the odds are and doing all that bullshit. So
doubt they're up yet anyway.
They are up. They're up for every game that has odds up. I have the power play points. So
all right, we're missing out.
Leafs Sens. I'll take Sens on. I'll take Sens for the game. I'll take Sens for the game to game betters minus 112. Just 10 bucks on that. Gotta keep it small. Can't lose all my bucks in round 1 there. For the series though, yeah, not taking it. I kind of want to take the Sens plus 600 to rile up the Discord a bit, but fuck those guys. So Golden Knights Wild. Do we have anything there?
Give me 100 bucks.
I'm thinking Vegas minus 148 for 25 for 30 actually, because that Sens win 20. 100 bucks.
100 bucks. So the Knights win the series minus 200.
That's a solid bet there. That is a good bet. I would steal that, but
because that's actually a good price.
Is that the best price on the market too?
Exactly.
Well, I'm gonna take Knights in 6. What's that at? That's at plus 280. Vegas in 6, 280. I'll put I think I have some Vegas series bets already. I filtered them out. I'll put 5 on that. Just put 5 on that for no, I'm putting 10. I'm a big spender. I'm a big spender here in round 1. Tomorrow night, we're both taking the Jets money line. I'm going 25. How much you want? 40 bucks. All right, 40 bucks on the Jets minus 120 there for Joel. Yeah, I don't think anything there in this series is worth betting unless you're taking an exact bet. When are we recording Friday? When are we recording next? I feel like that should impact what we're taking here.
I have a friend visiting Friday.
All right. Apparently everyone wants more shows, so I'll be doing solo shows at some point, but no bucks there.
Maybe Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday should be good, I think.
Just get Smitty on to join you.
You want Smitty to do some puck bets for you?
No, not from me. Just to join you, so it's not just you just talking.
No, I'll have someone on. Might have we have some people that left the Discord back in our group chat, so maybe we'll have them on if we're still open to that. Not taking anything there for the Jets. Going to Friday, Canes Devils. Who really cares, right?
Yeah. Let me pull up Conn Smythe.
Yeah, I was about to say Conn Smythe and team futures here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take Winnipeg. Winnipeg in 6 would be on the road, right? I'm just gonna keep Winnipeg money line there. Conn Smythe, I'm gonna throw some on. You have anything? You can go.
We're gonna shout out Archer here. Kyle Cotter, 28-1. Give me 10 bucks on that one. I go 22-1 is a little short. I still think that's a good bet, but we already have that, right?
Yeah, I'm going to look back here what we have to see. Yeah, I have 25 on 20-1. You have 15 on 20-1.
Ooh, Reinhardt still 40-1 on DraftKings. Okay, 10 bucks. Reinhardt 40-1. Barkov is 25 to 1. That's a little interesting, but 40 for Reinhardt is looking good. For the laughs, I mean, Mitchell Murray is actually ahead of Austin Matthews on DraftKings.
Is he? Where is he?
Yeah.
Oh, 28 to 1. He's 40 to 1 on FanDuel.
Yeah,
sure.
I love that.
Freddie Anderson. I'm not betting him for Conn Smythe, but he's looked great in the first 2 games.
Yeah, fair enough. But he'll get injured.
Yeah. I meant to bring that up during our game analysis. That's all. I'll share this tab instead so people can see what we're looking at. Dylan Strome 60 to 1, no fucking chance. Stankoven 60 to 1.
He scored what, 3 goals now?
He got 2 goals in game 1. I don't think he scored in game 2. You don't have any Wyatt yet. You want some Wyatt? Want your Cowboy?
No. Well, what is his odds at?
He's at 75 to 1.
Wow. Actually,
exactly.
He doesn't look great in the first 2 games, I'll be honest. My guy. No, I'll pass on that for now.
Yeah. And you never know where he's going to be playing if they make the Western Conference.
Yeah, and I don't want to cheer against the Avalanche too much.
That's a fair point there.
Let's see the conference odds. I think it's Panthers plus 370. I mean, there's plus 450s out there, but
yeah, that's the tough thing.
I don't think that they should be behind the Leafs. So the Hurricanes is ridiculous. Like, they have an easy path. That's the only reason why they're the short odds at plus 230 that they are.
I do like Leafs futures, but I have to be a Sens fan for this round. You know, kind of authentically, kind of just to troll Toronto fans.
Lightning already dropped to plus 750 for the conference. Fuck, man. I can't wait for the series to be over.
That's enticing.
Break my fucking mind.
I'm throwing Tampa Bay Lightning East plus 750. I'll throw $5 on that for now.
It's very likely for a Leafs.
What are they for the Cup? They are 14 to 1 for the Cup. All right, so yeah, it's better for them to take the East.
Oh man. Just whatever. Just $10 on Panthers plus 370 for the conference. $10 Panthers for the Cup plus
70 for 10. For Cup 750 for 10.
Or Panthers pot again, baby.
I mean, Panthers. After watching that game 1, they're a fun team to watch. They're a fun team to root for. It reminded me why last year's playoffs were so fun.
Oh yeah. I can't wait for them to just crush the Leafs.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Puck bets there.
Marchand's revenge. Well, not even revenge. It's just Marchand doing what he always does.
Doing it again with a different jersey on. Yeah. So subscribe on YouTube. You get our live takes for that day's games. You also get the Puck Bets sheet on the screen here at the 1:13
I already have fucking Reinhardt for
mark. 50 to 1. But you want me to take that out then?
No, it's fine. That's fine.
All right, add more on Sammy.
A couple assists, right?
Yeah. So make sure you check that out. Subscribe on the YouTube. Like and comment there. For the loyal podcast listeners, make sure you subscribe on Apple, on Spotify. Leave us a 5-star rating and review there. Appreciate that. Get in the Discord. Looking for some more, more smart people in the Discord. sg.pn/Discord there.
In need of smart people.
Yes, always in need of smart people. Always a shortage of them. And follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. All right. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Martin. You'll find me hoping the golf run keeps going. We're going with the chalk once again. Rory and Shane Lowry to win the Zurich Classic in New Orleans at plus 450 and 20 to 1 on Dietrich McIntyre. I think these are 4 of the best golfers in the game right now. Rory won the tournament last year with the same partner. Let's go Irish. We're going to run it back in New Orleans.
See ya.